Okay, good morning everybody. It is day 3 of the Palouse to Cascades section hike. It's about 9:30. That was the campsite last night. Picnic table. There's a couple of other on there. Really nice flat spots. Roaring Creek campsite. Went to bed early, slept in, just kept trying to elevate the foot. Ate a little and had some Advil this morning, so hoping it's still really sore. But when I did the PCT Oregon, I had a couple days with leg issues, and sometimes walking through it and actually loosened it up. So I've got 12 miles, I believe, today to the campground at the state park at Lake Easton. So I think I'm just going to divide it up and do it in 3-mile sections and take breaks in between. So about an hour, roughly, depending on how quickly I can go. I was making good time most of the day yesterday, except when I was stopping for pictures and videos. So, beautiful morning sun. Ooh, a little bright. It's supposed to be the coldest today of all the days, but we shall see. Okie doke, onward. Okay, so I haven't been filming much today because it's just that straight and that straight. Oh, so yeah, nothing much to see. I passed the tunnel. I filmed a little bit of that, but outside of that, it's just been same old. Views ended shortly outside of camp, and yeah, it's been just mediocre day. It called for rain at about 1. It's 1:16 now. and it looks like we're not going to get any here, so don't have to bundle up for that. I did think I'd record this, it's pretty interesting. I've seen a few of these. There's railroad mile markers. I assume they're new since the railroad, but only 2,102 miles to Chicago, so shoot, nearly there. I wonder, I'm going to do the research when I get home, but I wonder, beyond Idaho, how far does this go? Is there still a trail like this? And how far beyond it does it go if it goes further? So, an interesting thing to look up and do some research about. So yeah, I busted out the trekking pole this morning for the leg just to have on the right side, and it seems to have helped, but it's just say it's not great. I kind of travel back to my ankle and now on my heel, and I'm trying to walk as flat as I can, but it's just a shooting pain every single step. And now there's a little, not in the arch, but a little in the ankle, the other foot, which I kind of expected, because when you have any kind of leg, knee, foot, or whatever injury, then you walk a little bit differently to support it or be gentle with it, and that causes your stride to change, and it causes you to probably put more weight on the other foot or step differently. I do wonder how much of this is due to rushing to get to camp when it was so dark on that first night. But I wouldn't have pushed on if I would have just found a stealth camp at that homestead place 4.5 miles in, and not have pushed on to Alice Creek, which is a really nice place, and I wouldn't have got to stay there anyway if I wouldn't have, but it got so dark so quick, I didn't know for sure what I was looking for or how many sites there would be. Turned out being fine, but I did put pedal to the metal that last probably 2.5 miles, and just makes me wonder if I would have started out, which is the whole point of why I had Megan and the boys drop me off when they did, and only plan on doing that first 4 miles, and the next day was like a 12 or 13, so just to start off shorter. And I'm not less than 4 miles on the trail, and I'm already making decisions pushing past that I shouldn't have. So it happens, you learn, but I think, like I said before, especially with this trail, because it's a road. I mean, I said bike path a couple times, but I mean, let's be real, this is a road. I don't know if I filmed any, but they've got these AT&T posts where they put, I don't know if it's fiber optic cables or something, all along here. Plus, we're following, why can't I think of the name? Electrical poles, this whole way on both sides of the road. So this is kind of like an access road for servicing any of that stuff too. Because I've seen trucks down here trimming big tall trees, the sides of them off the trail, and it's like if it was just for bikes and just for walking, they wouldn't need that, but it's more for truck heights. So the trucks have access to these poles, I guess, in case any of them get knocked down in storms or any disruption in whatever AT&T's got down here. So anyway, long story short, basically it's a road. If you're on a bike, it's wide, that's super nice, but as for walking, I'm not surprised at all. I haven't seen a bunch of YouTube videos of people actually hiking this. I mean, I've seen people out for like day hikes on it, coming out of Hyatt and where else? North Bend, where we started. But as far as these middle of the road sections, it's all people on bikes. Some people just for the day, and some people have the bikes loaded down with all kind of gear for camping. Here's one of those AT&T, if I haven't filmed one already. AT&T cable route. Yeah, buried fiber optic in the vicinity. So they have them for all over the place. A bunch of people, of course, have shot them up, so they've got bullet holes in them, which is weird to me because the roads are all gated off. So unless you're like someone who works on the road, how did you get out here on the road? And then if you're just walking, that seems weird. You carry a gun just to walk and shoot it. I guess there's probably other trails in here with hunters during the right season that probably from a distance see those orange things I can shoot at, my guess. But anyway, a lot of them are all shot up. A couple of them falling down. I don't know if that's on purpose or... Hey! As I said, just bikers. They're all real friendly. They all ring their bell, so no one scares the life out of me because they come on pretty quick. Anyway, I don't remember my original point, but basically it's a road. I'm just road walking, so if I do get all the way to Thorpe, which I'm still back and forth on, I basically just road walked 70 miles. And it's so funny to me because most of the people that I follow that do through hikes, or just long section hikes or whatever, road walk is like a dirty word because it's just horrendous. And I get there's different types of road walk where you're living on a shoulder with unsafe traffic and narrow roads. That's a different reason for hating it, but I know some of the reason is just it tears your feet up. It's just so hard. There's no give. When there's been a little bit of shoulder that's flat, I don't want to hike on the shoulder that's got a slope to it because I've had that mess up my knees before. When I get to a section that's flat and it's got pine needles or whatever, or moss, I'll walk over there and it feels so good. Walking on a cushion in comparison. And some of it, like I said before, might just be shoes. And if I had the right shoes, but I still feel like at the end of 70 miles in 5 days, even with my lone peaks, and how long it's been since I've done more than a 2-day hike, I'm pretty sure I'd be feeling it at the end of it regardless. I don't know if it'd be this bad and how much I can attribute to the shoes. Or attribute that the other shoes would have been better. So anyway, I thought I'd film a little bit of this completely boring road walk. Talk a little bit to fill out the video because I don't know that there's that much in today's. Haven't even got to the split off. Just before you get to Lake Easton, there's a split off where you can go to the north side or the south side of it. It looks like they're both listed on Google as the Iron Horse Trail, Palouse Cascades, John Wayne Trail, whatever you want to call it. They're both listed that way, and I know on all the brochures it says runs right through Lake Easton State Park. So I'm going to take a left that heads a little bit north and go up there. It goes right into the campsite rather than take a right, which would take me south a little bit of the lake and then end up having to kind of double back to get to the campsite. So this should be the shorter of the two. And I'm curious to see when we get to that point, is it split off and like this road type continue on one way to the right? Because if you're biking, you might be going straight through. Maybe this road just follows it along with the telephone poles and the fiber optic stuff. And then does the one maybe to the left turn into more of a trail, or is it both going to be like this in both directions? So, be interesting to see. My pace has slowed a little today over yesterday, but I do feel like at times the foot feels better. Just now it's both of them and a little bit of traveling as far as where it's at. So I'm so glad for 12 miles today, and I'm so glad for, I think it's 12 into Clay Ellen tomorrow. my exit. Right down there. It's kind of sad because there's a bridge down there. And if my feet weren't on fire, I'd walk down there and take a look, but not this day. Okay, now on the trail that heads down to Easton State Park, and it's definitely not a road. I mean, it's a beaten down path. It's a well-traversed trail, which most state parks are, but it's just not a road. That is fantastic. Fork. I'm gonna assume left. Right just goes down by the lake. Yeah, we'll head left and I'll check in a minute. So, I mean, there's still gravel on it, but not like before. I don't noticeably immediately feel the difference because they're just throbbing right now, but if I would have had this from day one, I bet you it wouldn't quite hurt as bad. Anyway, better double check the map to make sure I'm on the right course, but it should be about 2.2, 2.3 miles from here to the campground, which just picnic table right now just sounds heavenly. So I even thought putting my feet in the lake maybe, if I feel up to walking all the way down there. The other cruel thing is, like, as the bird flies from the campground, probably less than a quarter of a mile, there's like some kind of burger joint. I don't know if it's still open. It says it's still open on Google, but because of COVID, a lot of stuff hasn't been updated on Google. So a lot of little mom and pop joints like that have closed down because of COVID. So I don't know if it's still open for sure. But anyway, as the bird flies, less than a quarter of a mile. But to walk there, because there's a major road in the way, you gotta walk all the way out of the state park and then all the way back down this other road. I think it makes it like a mile and a quarter, and then do that 2 ways, 2.5 miles. So close to burgers and fries and shakes, but yet so far. So unless suddenly my feet feel 1,000,000,000 times better, then I won't be doing that tonight. Anyway, onward. Well, I found Lake Easton. Drying out. Just feels amazing. So, the things I will do for food. Especially over here. Maybe. Yeah. So Lake Easton, found a campsite over there. There's like nobody there. I'm one of like 3 people camped there. So found a site there, got all set up, elevated my feet, sat at the picnic table for a minute, and then looked at the mileage. So it's a mile and a half. Gotta walk out of Lake Easton Campground or State Park down to where there's an overpass that crosses the freeway, which I just showed you, and back down the other side of the road, just about parallel with the campground, but of course there's a freeway in between. So it's about a mile and a half each way, so round trip 3 more miles to my day. But I looked at their menu, they were open with plenty of time to get me over there. Plus there's a gas station next door and I can pick up a few things, so off I go. Okay, I've returned. Food was good. That's something called the Turtle Burger that had bacon and ham and turkey and a hamburger. It was really good. Yeah, road walk wasn't as bad. I figure maybe with all the weight of the pack and everything else off my back, I mean, foot still hurts. Just not as bad as it did coming into here. They do have showers here, but they're coin operated, and you gotta get tokens, and the machine only takes 5s and 10s, and I only have, 5s and dollars, and I only have 10s and 20s, so that kind of sucks. We'll see what time in the morning and how I'm feeling. Maybe I'll walk up and get tokens and do a shower in the morning, or maybe I'll just push on to Clay Element. If I am gonna get a hotel there, I will have a shower. So I'm gonna sit out here and stretch the feet until it gets too cold, and then off to bed. So that's the end of day 3 from the Palouse to Cascades hike. Hopefully feet will be good in the morning for more gravel road hiking. Yay!